Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome me back to the channel. I took a couple of days off for the Thanksgiving holiday here in the States, but I am back now. So we're gonna hopefully get back into the flow of daily puzzles, or daily, I should say, daily posts where we can view puzzles and try to solve them. Other than that, one other thing to say, we're very close to getting to that 1,000 subscriber mark. At time of this recording, we're at 975, so we only need 25 more to make that 1K mark, which would be great. I didn't really know if I'd ever get to that point on this channel, at least from the very start. You never know what's going to happen when you start posting stuff, if people are going to like it or not. So anywho, that said, if you do enjoy this content, please like, comment, and subscribe. Like I said, 25 more. There's not very many people, and like normal subscriber data, a majority of people who do watch this channel aren't subscribed, which is perfectly fine. But if you want to help out the channel and kind of keep things going and moving forward, it'd be much greatly appreciated. So anyway, that said, let's start looking at this puzzle. Now, I kind of wanted something not super easy, but something where I could kind of get back into the flow of doing puzzles. So this one seemed like a good one. It's not supposed to be super difficult. It's called Whirlpool by Jobo, as you can see, and it's also very visually interesting. So that's always a plus in my my book. So let's jump into these rules and see what's going on. So you've got normal Sudoku rules apply. So every row, every column, and every 3x3 box contains digits 1 through 9 once each. Along thermometers, digits must stay the same or increase from the bulb. So these are slow thermos. I didn't realize that when I opened this up. So we're looking at slow thermos, not normal thermos, slow thermos. And then the other rules that we have is digits along an arrow must sum to the digit in that arrow circle. So these two digits, whatever they are, add them up, and that's what this value becomes. So that said, I think I've talked enough. The link will be in the description below. Let's take a look at this puzzle, see if we can get it figured out. So there's a lot going on in this thing. Where are we going to start? Well, I think we can probably look at the center cage here and say we're going to have to be able to put a 9 somewhere. Now, can we ever put a 9 on a bulb of a thermo? It is possible in slow thermo rule sets, but none of the layouts of these slow thermos seem to allow that to occur. So if I were to put a 9 here, I could easily put a 9 here, but then I'd have to go up to 10 here. Same would go to here. This would have to increase to 10. We can go all the way around, and it does appear that's the same thing. So this has to be 9. Now we're going to have to find a thermo here now that can start with an 8. And I think these guys can, because you could do, and they're all the same, 8, 9, oh no, sorry, 8, 8, 9, 9, like that, and that would work. So these 4 seem to be the location where an 8 could work. Now, is the same situation true for 7s and or even 6s? Because let's look at these larger ones. If we put a 7 in one of these, looking at 7, 8, 9, 9, that breaks. It's going to be the same for all of these, I think. So these are also the locations of our 7s. Is 6 even possible? And it might be, because we could do 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. So we could put 6s in these. But what we have done, at least in the interim, is gotten some idea of where the larger digits on these are. Now we might be able to go back and look at our low digits out here in the expanse of our Whirlpool and see if there's limitations there, or we can start looking at our arrows, because these 3 arrows are all 3-cell arrows where we see every part of the arrow sees each other, so we can't repeat, would be the bulletproof there of our presentation. So can we take any of these? I think these two would be the most useful because they're going to have some sort of determination on the thermo as well. But it's not much, is it? Because this could be a 1, 1, 2. So we're only looking at forcing this guy to be at least a 2. So again, that doesn't do a ton of help for us. Now we could just very well put these and say these are 6, 7, 8, 9. This can't be 9. Actually, that's the easy way to look at it. We know 7s and 8s here. This has to be 6 then, because it's the only way it can go, and these have to be 1, 2, 3. I didn't see that right off the cuff because I wasn't looking back into this location now. So we have put a 6 out here. Now let's see how that affects what these can be. I think it's going to be, it's going to be given, because the lowest this can be is another 6. This has to go up by at least 1, so 7. This has to go up by at least 1 because it sees each other. So 8, 9, 9. So this is going to be what this is. And that's going to help us solve some other items. This can't be 6, 8, or 9, so it must be 7. Therefore, this must be 1, 2, and 4. This can't ever be a 1. This can't be 7, so we can remove that as an option. This 7 says this is either 7 or 8. What else do we have? Let's see. We got this 8. But there's tons of things that this arrow could be. So that doesn't look like it's really the great place to look. And if this is a 7, this could... No, I guess we can remove 7 and 8 from here, can't we? Because this cannot be 7. It has to... The next digit it could possibly be is a 5. So if this is a 5, this can't be 7 or 8. So we're down to 3 locations where 7s and 8s can go. Can we do anything further? Like, can we rule out 7 or 8 from here because somehow it's going to interact over here with the digits we have? So if this is 7, let's just look at it. Both we'll do 7s, 8s, and 9s, or 7s and 8s. Let's look at 8. If this is 8, we could do 8, 9, 9, but the 9 sees it, so this can't be 8. We can get rid of that. Can it be 7? If it's 7, it could be 7, 8, 9. That would actually work. So the 7 can still go here. What about these guys? If this is 8. We're looking at another 8, 9, 9. That would work. If this was 8, we can't do that. Okay, there we go. This 8 here is what does it. If this is an 8, this would have to be another 8 to get 9 and 9. We can't put an 8 there, so this is not 8. Therefore, we know this is 8 and this is 7. Now we can continue forward. So that 8 says this has to be 8, this has to be 9, this has to be 9. There's no other way to make that work. Now, if this is 9, there's still a lot that could go on to here, so we'll have to think on that a little bit longer. What else do we now have? We could start putting in options here, but I'd rather not do that just yet. What can this... It's got to be either a 4 or a 5, because it can't be 1, 2, 3, and obviously it has to be less than 7, and it can't be 6 either. So we're looking at a 4 or a 5 here. Is there any 7? One of those 2 is 7. That's not quite getting us there. Let's look at Sudoku here for a second. And see if we see anything. Yes, there we go. Okay. Just had to switch gears there for a second. This has to be an 8. Therefore, one of these is an 8. This could be an 8. And so could this one, actually. Because no, it can't. This one can't be 8, because it can't be 8, 9, because of this 9. So that's not 8. This one could, though, be 8, because it could be 7, 7, 8, 9. Obviously, it can't be another 8. But we are looking at one of these two has to be 9. The other one is from 4 or 5. Let's see if we can reduce those options then. Can this ever be 4? 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1. It can, so we cannot do it on that occasion. What about looking elsewhere? One of these two has to be 9 then by Sudoku. And I think we'll probably need to dive into a bit of Sudoku here. I don't think this one could be 7. Yeah, because you'd have to go up to an 8. You can't do that. So one of these two is 7. What else do we have? One of these is 7. We can't ever put a 7 on here. I don't think we can put 7 here, because it'd have to be 7, 8, 9, 9. Yeah, that doesn't work. The problem is this guy could still be 7. Okay, let's look at other bits of Sudoku. The 9 might be of use. One of these is 9. Does that mean anything about this 9? I don't know that it does. Because we know if this is 9, it's a 9-9 pair. That works perfectly fine. But if this is 9, it's a 9-9 like that. This 9 could easily go down to a much lower digit to be able to get up to that 9. All right, let's continue to look at Sudoku then. So none of these are 9s, so therefore one of these is. I think we're just going to get a bunch of X-wings really on 9s. Let's see if the same comes out on our 8s. Again, we said none of those can be 8s. We can't put an 8 on here. We can't put 8 here. We can't put 8 here. Okay, so that will give us something. One of these two is 8s. Again, just had to be looking at the right digit here, which means this is 8. If that is 8, this has to be 9. These can't be 9s now. Now this is getting down to being a low digit, which is good. This has to be a 7, because it has to be between 7 and 8 in a slow thermometer. 7 can stay between. This has to be 8 by the Sudoku. Let's look at this 4 or 5 and see what the options are here. So again, we said we could do 4 if it was 4, 3, 2, 1, 1. So let's put these options in. This might not be the perfect time to go into this, but we're going to do it for the moment. Oh, actually, no, because the same situation ends up here, because we could put a 2 here if these were 1s and 1s. All right, so let's look at this further. This is 5. Again, we can't go any lower than 1. So this could be 5, 4, 3, 2, 2 are essentially the options here. Because if we have a 4, we go 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1. If this is 2, it's 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. All right. I was hoping there'd be something in there we could look at, but it doesn't look like at the current moment here. So let's see what else we've got on the list here. Now, again, if this is a 2 that forces a 1, 1, which doesn't work, okay. Again, there we had to just look at the right place. While we were doing work down here, there was something up here we could have done. This can't be a 2 because it forces a 1, 1. Where do you put the 1 on the 7 clue? You can't. So this is 4, which means these are not 4s. So we're getting some 1, 2 pairs. This has to be 3 because we can't use 1 or 2. This becomes either 1, 2, or 3. Now, can we go anywhere with our 4? If we look up the line, it seems like there's options here still, because we know the minimum here is 5. So we could go 6. We can't go up to 7 because the 7 sees it. But this could be 6. No, this can't be 6, can it? Okay. Is it a given 5, 6 then? Because again, we're at a 4. We have to go up at least 1, so we have to be up to 5. Which means this has to at least go up to 6. If this was 6, no, 6 does work if this becomes a 9, 9. So we can put 6 here. But this has to be either 6 or 9. Because either it's 5, 6, something. It would actually have to be 5, 6, 6 if I look at it. Or we have a 6 here, and this has to be 9, 9. So I think we can say this is a 6 or a 9 as well. So if this is 5, 6, we know 9s go here, so this can no longer be a 9. And this can't be 7 or 8, so it would have to be 6. The other option was 9 and 9. Okay. Well, there we go. Let's maybe look at these guys, what they can be. Because we know they have to be 5, 6, and 7. This is not 7. So one of these is, which forces a 7 out here, which actually does give us an X-wing on 7s. So one of these two is 7. This can't be 7 because we have 7, 8, and 9 all in this box. So if this was 7, we can't put anything here. So it means this is 7, which is going to mean that this has... Nope, that breaks the puzzle. Let's go back and think about that then. Oh, I think I missed an X-wing here. No, we said this can't be 7. Let's think about that further. If this was 7, yeah, there's no way you can get it across here. So these two are 7s. We know one of these has to be 7. This is 7. This can't ever be 7. Oh, no, that's where I made the mistake. This can be 7. Sorry about that. It could be a 7, so let's get rid of that marking. Okay, good. Because this could be 7, because then it could just skip to 9, 9 as well. My bad on that one. Okay, good. That means I didn't completely break the puzzle. We found the error quickly enough. All right, so now where do we look? What about this 5, 6 pair? The 6 doesn't work, does it? Because if it was 6, this would have to be 7, 8, or 9, because it sees itself. Well, we've already put 9, 7, and 8, so this has to be 5. Now, this has to be a 6, which means we get our 9, 9 pair, like this. And this is no longer 6. This has to be another 6, because it can't be 7, 8, or 9. So that is a 6. All right, back on track. Good. We've only got a couple of clues left to work with. Oh, actually, I didn't even notice we have quite a bit of these digits done now. And we can go back and look at our marking and say this has to be an 8. Is that going to finish the 8s? Or do we still have an X-wing out there? We've got 8s up here. We've got 8s in here. This can't be an 8. Okay, so that will finish the 8. So we can do our 8 and 8. Because that came back to where I made the mistake. And I looked down here and said, well, this can't be 9. So therefore, 8 can't be in any of these locations. Good. So the 8s are done. What about 9s? The 9s are done. Again, you just had to clean up some marks, and we're there. What about 7s now? 7s are done. They're not done, but we can continue on our 7s. None of these can be 7s. This can't be a 7, so we do have an X-wing on 7, just going back the other way. And we can use that to place our 7, because this is the only place a 7 can go. Good. Now we have that X-wing. And this 7 here that we placed actually will determine this one. So we can get rid of those. That 5 as well is going to give us a 6. So again, just had to go back and clean up our markings. Now, do we have anything else sticking out here where I've just got to visualize and find what's going on? Because again, the 7s, we have that X-wing left over. What about 6s? We can put a 6 in one of these too, because this could be a 6-2. Is there anything else? 6. But we can't put a 6 here. Okay, so that's the next place. Because if we put a 6 here, we could put a 2 here, but we cannot put a 1 here because we have a 1-2 pair looking at it. So the bare minimum this could ever be actually is a 4. So we know that this digit cannot be that high. And if we look at this back at the Sudoku, therefore this is 6. And if this is 6, that's probably going to propagate down the line here. This can't be 6, so it could go down to 5, then to 4, then to 3, then to 2. This could be 1 or 2. Okay. So I think we can add these digits on, and let's see if there's anything that looks at them. Because again, we could do 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 would work. Or if we're coming down to 4 here, we've got 4, 3, 2, 1, 1. That all seems to work. So we do have a 1, 2, 3 pair going through 6, 7, 8, 9 here. So this is 4 or 5. We've got, we just got a given digit here. We look at it. We can't put any of these digits in this column other than 3. That forces a 2 and a 1. This 1, 2 pair here actually does force this to be a 3 as well. That 2 gives us 1 and 2. That 3 gives us 4, which gives us 5, which gives us 5. That forces this to be 5, and we should be moving quite well. This has to be a 1, 3 pair to make 4. What are these 2 digits? We've got to place a 6 and a 2. Interestingly, there's nothing looking at that just yet. We've got a 1, 3 pair down here, so we're looking here. Okay, so the 6 is just a given. That's the other way to look at it. This has to be 6. Therefore, this has to be a 2, 7 pair. Let's get rid of our markings. We don't need them. What do these have to be? Oh, 3 and 5 here means this has to be 4, which means we have this given digit, which is 5. This is a given digit of 4. Okay, that all seems to work out nicely. That 5 puts a 4 here, puts a 3 here. This can't be 3 anymore. So we've got the 1, 2 pair, so that forces this to be 3. That 5 also looks back or gives us a 4. These are 5 and 7, which is going to give us, well, this is 1 or 2 to finish off our region, and that 1, 2 pair is going to tell us that this is 3 and 1. We're going to know this digit, which is a 4. Just make sure we're not, okay, we're good there. This given digit here has to be 6, which tells us this is 6. So we end up getting rid of that one there. That 6 says this is 2, which means this is not 2. What do these digits have to be? Oh, what is this digit first? This is a 5. Yeah. And these have to be from 1 and 4. We got a 4. There we go. 1, 4, 2. This is 1 and 2. We can get 1 and 2. This is not 2. We know that. All right. Let's finish this off. So we know this is a 5, which means this is a 3, which means this is a 1 and a 3. This is a given 2, it seems. These have to be from 1 and 4. We have a 1, so this is 4. This is 1. This now comes back over here, gives us a 3. And we get a D up in that corner. This is a given digit of 2, which gives us our 7 and our 2, which gives us our 5 and our 7. And these are given digits. What do we have here? This has to be 5. This has to be 1. Hey, there we go. Congrats, you solved the puzzle. Time 24:30. Not bad. Seemed like it was going to take a little while to get into this, but it turned out quite well. Like I said at the beginning, it did turn out to be not easy, but it certainly was a nice refresher to get back into this the groove of things. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this one. And like I said, I'm going to get back to daily posting. and we'll keep going from here. So anyway, I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks a lot.